Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy. Look, I know this conversation's kind of old. We've been through this so many times. You know, this the usual sayings that supposedly white women perform their gender better than black women do. White women are more inviting and submissive. We went through all of that. But I think when we have this conversation, we never have it with the intentions of trying to get over the hurdles and try to solve some of the problems that it brings up. So if you'll humor me, I'd like to at least go over 5 secret reasons why black men generally choose white women for partnership. And I think by speaking it out, I think we could attack it better. So let's get on right into it, all right? Reason number 1, I call it you remind me. Black men generally do not like themselves when they're in their 20s. That's why our suicide rates are higher in our 20s. We have the least amount of financial capital. We have maybe the highest amount of sexual marketplace value that we'll have it for a while, but we have no network. We have nothing. We have no agency. And when we do achieve a modicum of wealth and connections and stability, being in a relationship with a sister who looks like the women that we grew up with reminds us of how vulnerable we used to be. You remind me of how much I hated myself when I was younger, so I need to get away from that because my confidence isn't really that strong. That's number 1. Number 2 is double toxicity. What is that? Black women, let's be honest, y'all have a tendency to enforce masculinity by any means necessary, all while you're enforcing authentic blackness. So you're enforcing authentic masculinity and you're enforcing authentic blackness. That means I can't admit that I'm vulnerable. At the same time, I can't use white shit. So who am I when I'm with you if all I'm worried about is walking on eggshells of hiding the fact that I might listen to rap music, rock music or something like that? I'm not my natural self with you. Because sisters, whether you're intelligent, young or old, you guys have this thing for authentic blackness that's kind of toxic as fuck. Double toxicity, that's your number 2. Number 3 is lizard brain connotations. Like, let's define our terms one time. Femininity is a false projection of frailty, and masculinity is a sometimes false projection of strength. The problem with white women and black women is that, check this out, white skin bruises easier than white skin. White skin bruises easier than black skin. It's a connotation. It connotes more frailty. It connotes more vulnerability. So your skin complexion means that the lighter your skin complexion means that it takes that much more masculine strength to keep your face unblemished. Like, white girls bruise mad easy. It's a lizard brain connotation. That's why when you ask a little girl and you take a black doll and a white doll, do you say which one is the more prettier? She's going to point at the white doll. Which one is the more feminine? She's going to point at the white girl. Which one is the good girl? Because it's a lizard brain thing. Just because white girls have a fairer complexion that needs to be protected to stay smooth, it connotes a greater level of femininity. And sorry, but dark-skinned black girls have lost the fight before it already began. You had nothing to do with that. It's lizard brain. All right? Number 4 is kind of an obvious one, but I'm surprised it needs to be said. The manosphere. The manosphere is fucking up black relationships. You don't believe me? Between hypergamy, worshiping at the altar of hypergamy, and what is it? Sexual marketplace value, simp shaming. Black men are not only not chasing after commercially attractive women, we're shaming men who are dealing with everyday common women because we're afraid to take our own first step forward because the collective of males on the internet are going to be in our minds telling us that we're doing something stupid, something simple, something dumb, that we're idolizing, we're idolizing mediocre pussy. From what I know, there's no such thing as someone idolizing mediocre companionship, because companionship is always good. Y'all niggas ain't never had a girl with some, smaller titties, bigger waist, chubby cheeked, nerd. Y'all ain't never had nerd pussy before? Nerd pussy's awesome. Nerd pussy gets real wet. The manosphere is tearing apart the relationship between black men and black women. That's number 4. And number 5 is quite simply the fact that we never got therapy for our slave trauma. We went through 200 years of psychological torture, warfare, demasculation, buck breaking, and we let white people dictate the terms of our courtship on the grounds of capitalism and projecting alpha male stature. White people let us have the alpha male stature while they went for the true alpha male, which is networking and finances, and we got street violence. That was a perfect move on their part. And that's why, as they say, loving a black woman is a revolutionary act, because you're going past all that programming, all that psychological violence, to be with a woman that actually looks like you. To be with a woman who's going to give you children that have your face. To be with a woman that's grown up with you and suffered through the same good times and bad times, listens to the same music as you. So that's what I'm telling you. The secret reasons why black men chase after white women is because we generally hate ourselves when we were younger. Black women have a tendency of pushing us away with toxic masculinity and authentic blackness tests. We have this lizard brain belief that fairer skin means frailer feminine more than darker skin does. The manosphere has us looking terrified of our being judged on a sexual market value, etc., etc. And of course, we didn't get therapy from what they did to us back in 1860s. That's your shit. That's what we're dealing with. And I think that if we speak the truth, we could move forward. And it's your boy. Peace.